Hi, it's John from Crescent. I'd like to talk about how to buy management training. I've been delivering training as a freelance trainer and a training company owner for 17 years now, I think it is. It feels like quite a while. And it does often surprise me that people don't necessarily know exactly how to buy management training. Like they don't know what exactly they're looking for or whatever. Now, this is not attacking anybody or having a go or anything like that. I'm just thinking it might be useful, particularly if you work in like L&D, or maybe you work in a business and you don't have any experience of buying training, then maybe some ideas and tips for you on how to buy management training. So I would say training isn't always the answer. Sometimes people call us up and ask us for a particular thing. So we provide management training, but around the edges of that is a lot of stuff around kind of performance and, kind of interpersonal skills and team skills and stuff. So people might, for example, phone and say, can we have some conflict resolution training? Can we have conflict management or something like that? And my first question really is, why do you want that? Now, I'm probably just being annoying and difficult at that point, but I'm not trying to be annoying and difficult. I'm trying to just get a bit of an awareness, a bit of an understanding of what's going on, what's going wrong. So I think my first sort of tip or idea for you if you want to buy training is, what's the skills gap that you're identifying? What is it that people are not very good at saying or doing? Because training's primarily about skills acquisition and skills development. And then also for the business or for the team and also for the individual, so maybe at all three of those levels, what's the outcome? What do you have in mind? What's your intention, but also what would you like to get at the end of it? Now, it leaves me in a bit of a tricky situation sometimes because quite often some senior management have identified there's a problem and then they've given the job of buying the training to somebody, maybe an administrator or they've delegated it to some member of their team. And then they don't know, the person who's on the phone to me, don't know what the other person knows or needs to know. And I think that's where it often gets a bit lost. And so to know what the intention and the outcome is, if you've got conflict in your team, then my suggestion, just staying with the example for a minute, my suggestion would be about understanding where that's coming from, what's going on and so on. And then conflict resolution training, and most teams need that, by the way, conflict competence, it's sometimes referred to, certainly we refer to it as that in a team. Then yeah, that's a good thing to get. That'll be a part of the solution. But other stuff will be part of the solution too. People, is there too much work? Is the work unbalanced? So some people are doing loads and some people are not doing so much. Is it to do with the structure? Is it to do with the customers? Is it to do with processes that are a bit rubbish or something like that? So it'll be all of those things. And maybe it's me interfering and I just want to help. I just want you to get where you want to go. That's not a bad intention, surely. But just to do the training bit of it, I kind of want to do the training bit, but I also want to know that you have got a handle on the other things because you're going to get a better outcome. We're going to have a better day. We can just focus on the skills bit, and instead of getting in a room and there being a load of people sat there going like, oh, well, it's fine, but it's, the processes are rubbish, or we've got too many customers, or the phone system doesn't work very well, or whatever, then I think those things need to be addressed first. And so obviously I'm using that as an example. But most training relates to stuff, like change within a business, growth, or reducing in size, or, new products, or whatever it may be that's changing. So I think about the outcome and intention that you're looking for. Next, we quite commonly have where people want to, they kind of have got in mind what they want. So they say, we want a day of training on conflict management or whatever. And as much as I'm happy to sell you a day on conflict management, again, in a sense, we don't do a lot of off-the-shelf training. Most of our stuff is trying to meet particular businesses' specific needs and goals and that. And so it might not be a day. We know a lot about training and how people learn and what works really well. What about spending the same amount that you would spend on a day, but have half a day, but we'll include a business actor? And that really brings it to life. It makes it really memorable, and it makes it really engaging. People get a bit scared and they have a bit of a laugh, and then, you know, they're really, I don't know, it just sort of puts it across a bit better sometimes. So I like to suggest these things, and oftentimes people are like, nope, we just want a day's training on whatever, and that's okay. But I think certainly my approach to it these days, and a lot of our customers who've been with us a while and a long time, some of them, are interested in that blended approach. So by blended, and it's a term that's used a lot, I mean, well, it kind of depends. It might be some online learning, some pre-work, just like 5 or 10 minutes of reflection, or it might be a team development session, like a team sort of workshop, where we get the people who are involved, you know, like at a team level, we develop people like that rather than pulling people out of different teams. Maybe it's half a day, maybe it's an hour, maybe it's a full day, maybe it's a residential, maybe it's not. But we've got a lot of really great ideas about what works and what works well. And when it's delegated to somebody particularly who's just been told to buy a day of training for X amount of people, or preferably on whatever day or whatever week or month, then you're kind of limiting the success that you're going to get straight away. So please, if you're a business owner or if you're ever given this task, then maybe think about some of these things. Oftentimes we then make suggestions and then people, they kind of want it off their to-do list, I think. So people don't then take it back and go, all right, you know, like maybe there's more to this. What are we trying to achieve? I appreciate I'm making extra work for you, but it will make it more effective and more fun and get you the result that you want. So that's a few ideas on buying management training. Think outside the box a little bit in terms of delivery methods or approaches or whatever, and think about what you want to get from it. And there's a few more things I could say, but I'm gonna leave it there, and maybe we'll follow this up. If you've got any comments or ideas, I'd love the feedback. What do you think of what I'm saying? What have your experiences been? Please remember to comment, do like, subscribe, and then you can get some notifications and so on for other videos, particularly maybe if I do a follow-up to this one. Get in touch with us as well via the website if you're interested in some training. Thanks very much.